Hey everybody, what is up? It is Doug with Landon looking scary there. Eyeball. We're here with the 2022 Department 56 Halloween and more. The preview, I guess, party live show. We've never done a live show before for one of these, so this is fun to do a preview show. So if you're tuning in live, please post comments as you guys come in here, and we're happy to tailor the discussion around whatever. Before we get into it, let me just kind of go around. I've got a lot of people on here tonight. I've got a lot of friends. I'll just go clockwise to me. Landon, you want to introduce yourself really quick?
Hey guys, my name's Landon. I'm from Halloween Villages. It's good to be here. Good to see y'all.
Ryan, you're up next here.
How you doing? Happy New Year, everyone. It's Ryan from Hunters Nation. Everybody knows me probably from Facebook. The link, if you'll be so kind, Doug will probably put it down below for my Facebook group. And my retail site is actually going live this year. So huntersnation.com will also be linked down below. It's in the works. It's not pretty, but it's there.
Yeah. When this show goes live or goes up on YouTube afterwards, I will have the link in the description here for Ryan. He's a great dealer. Does a bunch of stuff for everybody on here. Kelly, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Good to see everyone.
Nothing to plug.
Nothing to plug ever.
She just hangs out. We're cool. She's the trick-or-treat village queen. And hey, Omega Red just commented. Yes, we're going to get right into it here in just a second, Omega. Last but not least, a longtime YouTuber friend, Brett Philly Candleman. He's normally in the candle world on YouTube, but he's also a villager as well. And Brett and I are always BSing, so he's finally on one of these Village Idiots podcasts here. So, Brett, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Brett Philly Candleman. As Doug said, I'm mostly my Instagram, my YouTube is mostly candle content, fragrance content, but I've actually been in the Department 56 since about 1995, 96. North Pole is my main village there. Obviously, Lee Mack, Spooky Town, and then a couple of the other licensed collections in Department 56, and random pieces here and there.
And he's also a hardcore Halloween guy. If you guys are just on this channel, I mean, if you follow this channel for a while, you've heard me talk with Brett or talk about Brett. We've done collaborations, but he was on the Halloween candle episode that I hosted. So what we're going to do here tonight, we're about to get into Halloween. That's the big one here. I know that's what everyone wants to talk about, but Brett, as he mentioned, is a longtime North Pole collector. He knows Christmas very well. He's actually going to be talking some of the Christmas stuff. Landon likes the Christmas lane. Ryan knows a little bit about everything. He's got some dealer insight. So we're going to kind of pinball around. Halloween's going to be the main thing. And then, of course, you guys here, I see, by the way, so many of you guys, shout outs, Beach Life, what's up, Taylor, Josh, Poppy, John C., everybody. Nice to see you guys. Please put in the comments real fast before we get into this. Pardon me, I'm clunky with the sharing that we've got around here. Where we got here? This one, well, it's not, of course, it's not bringing up now. This is it's brought to you guys, this thing by my Patreon subscribers. And I want to thank everybody who has supported me on Patreon. I really appreciate that. It's helped me do a lot more with the channel, helping for the stream to happen like this. And of course, my my whole thing here is not working for my, here we go. I wanted to pull the thing up. Can everybody see this? Here we go. Thank you to everybody on here for the Patreon support. So much appreciated. All right. Now, for what everybody's here for. You guys ready? Let's talk Halloween, Department 56. And Josh says, I hope there's good pieces this year. It's interesting. I guess some of the people probably watching actually haven't seen the pieces yet. I know that we scour the internet as soon as this stuff goes up, but a lot of people haven't. So let me pull this up. Sorry for the clunkiness here again, guys. Brett, while I'm going through this too, if you see something with the chat going on here, please. Let's see. And of course, my share is being goofy now. I might have to do a whole screen share. Here we go. All right. All right. Brett, you can holler out some chat stuff if you would for me, okay? Yep. All right, because I'm flying blind here with this. So let's get into this. The new pieces that we've got here. You can see this is part of the catalog, and we'll go we'll go into the UNESCO website here in a minute for some of this stuff. Let me scroll down here so we can actually start. So who here wants to talk to Mickey's stuff here? I guess, Ryan, can we start off with you here with this? The new Mickey, the Pumpkin Manor?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. They had the Mickey stuff started to pop up last year, and it was very close to what you'd see in the park if you were to visit a park during October, which I highly recommend going to Disney around Halloween. It's a great show they put on. So all the pieces they had were basically identical to what you see walking around the park. This year, they're kind of getting away from that and going into more of a spooky village type of scene, something you can set up that doesn't look like the park. It's a little, I don't want to say creepy because it's still Disney, it's still Mickey. But as you can see, it's a lot more ornate. It's not just a big Mickey head made out of a pumpkin like they were last year. It's a lot more detailed. Very nice pieces. I'm glad they're expanding the line a lot. It looks really good this year.
Have these sold pretty well? Do you know the Mickey stuff?
These two are brand new this year. I'm hoping they will. I would imagine that tree is probably going to be a big centerpiece for a lot of the Disney fans out there. And if you're a Disney fan and a Halloween fan, I'm sure you're going to pick this type of house over the last year's Pumpkinhead Mickey houses.
I like it a lot more for that reason too. I've actually never been down to Mickey's. What is it? Scariest? Not so scary Halloween.
Not so scary Halloween. Yeah, it's great.
Brett,
really
did you go to this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done Not So Scary twice. We've done their Christmas party once or twice.
I would love to do it because that's my vibe for Halloween. You know, I like the nostalgic, that kind of thing. I dig that. Let's move on here though into, I guess, the Halloween snow. Well, no, I'm sorry. We have some of this stuff here, but was this last year's, right?
That was last year's, yeah.
Okay. Sorry here. Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, you can see it's a little more themed towards what you'd actually see at Disneyland than the newer houses are.
Exactly. I do love the big pumpkin. I'm talking about that last year, the center pumpkin.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now we're into the Snow Village Halloween stuff that we've got here. So I like this crow theme that they have, the caravan. And Landon, do you want to talk about this at all? We'll go Landon, Kelly. If you guys want to share, a couple thoughts on this. I do really like this style. It almost could work for your it could work for your trick-or-treat village.
Yeah, I think it's nice. Sadly, it's just bulbwood, and for the most part, I don't really care for those. But I do like the theming of it. I think as far as what to put it with, it would work in a trick or treat village, but also a haunted neighborhood. I think with the whole crows and ravens thing, I think it would actually work really good with the Lemax Black Raven Manor, because that building also had a whole raven theme on it, and the figurine's cool on it, and I like the tree, how it has the crow feathers and all that. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the tree's the underrated part of this, I think. That looks really pretty. And speaking of the lit buildings, the lit building queen, or the bulb lit queen, Kelly, what do you think of this building, or this whole set, I guess, if you want to call it that?
Yes. So I'm actually really excited about this piece, and I am definitely team bulb lit for life. I think when I saw this, I was like, this is actually truly a spooky building.
I think so too. It's legit scary.
Yes. And I know that you think that spiders are criminally underdone. Well, I think crows and ravens could be so much more in villaging because they are truly scary, and they flock around here, and they fly over the house, and it's pretty terrifying, like the movie. And so I actually really, really find this piece truly scary.
Josh asks, what's the cost for it? The what is it here?
Yeah, it's $175 for the camera.
Yeah, so you're $175 for that. The $25? I think around 20. Yeah, $26 for the hag. What's that tree? The tree actually, that's not bad.
The wooded raven. Yep, that's actually not a bad price. $18.50.
Yeah, $20. I mean, Lemax, you're talking like $10, and the quality of that one. I mean, let's be straight here. That's probably a lot higher quality of a tree than you're going to get with the Lemax.
They don't really accent it very well, but you can see the two crows sitting in front of the hag. Those come in a pack of 10, and they're on the sticks that you can pop into the foam piece for your base.
Oh, that's really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so $17.50 for you get a 10 pack of the little crows wherever you want.
Yeah, Josh, $175 is that's what it looks like. The catalog has it has some pricing on it here. And Ryan, being the dealer, I'll kind of defer a lot of the pricing stuff to you. You know what all these packs are and all this other stuff. I don't know if you know this, But like Josh says, hope there aren't supply chain issues. Have you heard anything from Department 56 on this? Like with
I haven't this year. And last year they did pick up towards the end of the year. Like I said, a lot of my March items that were due in, I didn't get until close to October. So there was a lot of hurting around the entire industry last year. I think we're catching up now. So I know Lemax made a lot of moves last year to try and get ahead of it, and Department 56 did as well. And it got out of control where they couldn't handle it. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier this year.
I'm hoping so. I do know this. I do have pretty good word from Lemax that they have tried to get ahead of things too, and they're trying to be smarter about it. So we don't know. None of us really know this, but this is just kind of it sounds like they're going to be a little bit better. Landon or Brett, did you have anything you wanted to add on the crow pieces here?
I think I'm in the minority here. I do not like that tree. It just looks a little cheap to me with the feathers. I like the foot though. The foot is the base.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat in the leg, but I just don't dig in those feathers. So, I don't know.
It looks like a haunt. I mean, well, obviously there's no tree that really looks like that. Yes, it's like a haunted tree, or like not a haunted tree, but one you would see at a haunted house. There actually was a House of the Raven or something here in St. Louis. One of the haunted houses had Raven stuff all over it. It would look like something you would see outside there. And hey, Michelle Aldrich, Team Bulblet here too. I keep our village in our living room under the TV, so less flashing the better. You've got friends here. I go both ways on it. I mean, I like the lit stuff, especially. I've got a weird view of this because my favorite part is like videotaping this stuff or videoing it. So of course the non-bulb lit stuff is more interesting for me. But yeah, you don't always want a concert, looking like on your mantle that's going on. We can move on here. Landon, do you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I already pretty much said my comments. To people like the bulb pieces, teach their own.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
Yeah, there's also some carryovers from last year.
That's right. Yeah. And we did talk about these last year, but I do like the swamp stuff. I think it's a cool theme that they can do more. All right. So this is part of the food truck series, right? This, yes, obviously right there, the Upchuck Soup Kitchen. This one, $168. And then you have, I guess the part that goes with it, if it doesn't kill you, which looks like they actually have someone, I guess zombies and kind of a witch, spilled the soup. Looks like $30 for that set right there. So traditionally, these are the mid-year releases, correct, Ryan?
Yeah, last year they were, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Do you know, I actually haven't had one of those in person yet, the food truck series. I like them. I like how I think it's a pretty cool idea. This one looks nice, the little wagon. Do you have any experience with those? Like, have you been selling those much?
Oh yeah, they sell very well, and they're usually bulb lit, whether LED or a regular bulb. So they're nice and not a lot going on. They always work for you. They're not going to break on you, and they have a ton of detail. The signs are always very well done. They are stickers, but they're very well done as stickers, so it almost looks painted on. And like this one has the foam looking like steam coming out of the bowls, so that they always detail them really well. And they always add, like on this one, you have a tree stuck in there. It's not just a trailer by itself. They always add a little bit more detail to make a scene out of it, rather than just slap the trailer on a slab and sell it. So they're very cool pieces.
Yeah, and they're newer, right? Because they started. It's only a couple years old, I think, right? The series.
Yeah, there's only a handful of them out there. Not even a half dozen of them total in the series. I think they kind of picked up those when they started getting rid of the train series.
I was going to say these started when Haunted Rails went away, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
The Josh is good. So Josh, he's talking about must be a lot of diehard Department 56ers. Yes, Department 56 has, diehards, and Department 56 goes back many more years than Lemax. So important to know this too when we're talking the prices and all this stuff. If you're somebody out there who's watching this that you don't understand the difference between Department 56 and Lemax, because there are a good amount of them out there, the difference is normally the paint is in the quality generally of construction is typically quite a bit higher with Department 56. You usually don't get the animation though, or crazier lights like that, but it's more traditionally more higher quality bulb lit stuff. That's kind of the gist of it, what it is here. And anybody else can chime in too on the food truck. If not, I'll move here because this is the new, like the mausoleum, right? That's what the series that they also been doing.
Yep. Yeah. This one's run a lot longer than the food truck has. The food truck series is a lot younger than the Rest in Peace series. And
it says third. That's right, third in the series.
Yeah. Yeah. So the mausoleum pieces, they come out every year and they retire every year. So you have to get them when they come out, or you're going to miss out on them and have to pay $300-$400 for them on eBay eventually. And this one, I like this one a lot simply because the figurine that comes with it is one of the coolest figurines I've ever had with the Rest in Peace series. She was really cool. Medusa.
Medusa's awesome.
And the eye on this one, I'm not sure if it's going to be backlit or not. I'm going to say it's probably not. But they usually have the porch is going to be lit and the doors are always cracked open, so there's always a little bit of light coming out of the door. And this one just has really cool Gothic detail to it. Some of them have been a little boring in the past few years. So this is my favorite in probably the last 5 years out of all the mausoleum pieces.
I would agree, because normally, again, I haven't collected the mausoleum pieces too, but I see them every year. They kind of tend to look the same-ish to me. But this one does look quite a bit different, and the Medusa vibe is totally different. Michelle, a couple questions here come in. Michelle says, how many food trucks are there in that series? This is the third of the food trucks. There's this one. There was the Roach Coach, which was the first one, and I don't remember the second one. But there's
Yes, Cream Truck was the first one.
Oh, there's a Roach Coach too, though, I think, right?
Yes, that one came out in 2020, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says this is third. Jordan, this is for Ryan. Jordan says, off topic, hey, Ryan, will your website sell Department 56 and Limax?
I am a dealer for both. I will have both on there. Yes. Yep.
There we go. Let's move on here. Keep going. And again, guys, chime in as we're going through here. Here's one of the, I guess, the flagship pieces this year. See what our price is here. So we've got the post office, $200 for the post office. The piece, which actually is pretty cool, the ghost, it looks like $18. I'm sorry, no, that's the mailbox, $18 for the mailbox. And then the actual figurine there, $34. So here is the post office right here. Kind of zoom in on this one. Landon, you've been quiet on this. Like, what do you think of the post office?
So when I saw this, I thought that the theming was pretty interesting when they did it, because I know the guy that did Crypt 31,
Joe.
He was the guy that made you that farmhouse that you reviewed a few years ago.
Yeah.
I believe one of the other buildings he did was a post office. I believe it was called Postmortem something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I thought that it was pretty interesting that they actually did a Halloween one. And it also kind of reminds me of, even though it's Halloween, last year, Limax, one of the Christmas buildings they had was that big mail room that had like the big indoor scene with the conveyor belts.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, once again, Bulblet, which again, for the most part, I'm not into, but especially for that price, not for $200, but still, it's themed pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, the couple people are chiming in on they like the post office theme. I know that, especially for a neighborhood or something, I like how this can kind of work in your town section. Brett or Kelly, I mean, it's Bulblet, Kelly, so anything Bulblet, I feel like, and it's townish, kind of works for you.
Yes, I really like this one. It's all about the details in this one. Yes, Bulblet, I know, is not everyone's favorite. It's not everyone's thing, but when you're looking at this, you just see something different every time. Like I just noticed the eyes that are lurking in the mailbox on the right there. And then every town needs a post office, and I think this would fit right in. I think it's great. Love the flag too, and the figure is actually my favorite thing on this whole page because that's super clever. I love the skeleton and the ghost together.
Yeah, they look good. I think they do. Brett, were you going to say something?
Yes, I like the post, the mailbox itself. It's kind of a throwback to Snow Village, because in the original Snow Village many years ago, 90s at least, their mailboxes were red and blue. If you guys remember any of that, they had the red and blue ones, and they had the heritage ones, which were different. So kind of a nice throwback. It is part of the Snow Village.
I wonder how big this piece is here. I know it'll give the dimensions on it. What's it say? But I'm always curious with these. Let's see, about 7 inches by 7.5 by 9ish. So it's not a huge building. Department 56, their size. The buildings have been getting a little smaller recently, right? I think.
The
From-
trick or treat
from
houses
both
are a lot
places, yeah.
bigger than Lemax's, so
Mhm.
that's kind of an odd thing.
Yeah, you're right, and they are. And we're going to get to the trick or treat house in a minute. That's always my favorite annual release to see what it is, to what they do. Josh chimes in. Has Lemax released 2022 yet? No, they have not. They've teased a few things. They teased. It looked like a what was it?
Like a lab with the
Yeah,
brain.
there was like a lab they teased, part of a lab, and they teased the Wasteland, like a building that goes with the Wasteland pub, but they haven't done any of that yet. So I think February. We'll talk about it at the end, but I think that they're probably early February, late January is when they're going to release stuff. So Department 56 always goes right after New Year. Trish says quality over quantity. That's what Department 56 tries to do. Izzy says hello. Hey Izzy, what's up? We'll scroll down here because I think we're going to get into the. Oh no, okay. So this one. This is actually my favorite one of the year that they've shown here. This honey hive. So if you guys have seen my channel, the harvest buildings are actually, I love the harvest buildings, and they didn't do one last year. I thought it was done. And I think technically, I don't think this is part of the line even, the harvest line. But for 2 years in a row, they did that. Was it Patty's pumpkin patch? Like a pumpkin, it was a little pumpkin patch. I love the honey vibe here, though. It looks like it'd be pretty cool lit up the way it looks like the glass honey jars, and the accessories are cool too. The beekeeper, and then the actual bees and the flowers. I really like this. I think theming wise, it's very unique. Actually, I don't know of I'm sure there is, because God knows there's so many of these buildings now, but I can't recall one like this, especially for a harvest building, because there's only like so many on there. What does this one run? Probably 175 is what it runs.
And it's battery operated.
Oh yeah, it is. The details on this one, I bet, look really good in person though, because of the textures and everything. The beekeeper is 42, and then you got the pollinating bees. I really like the pollinating bees piece. That piece looks cool. That one's $18. So, and the Department 56 accessories too. Excuse me. If you guys aren't aware, they're like Department 56 accessories are typically a little bit bigger, but the paint compared to Lemax is not even comparable to how nice the figurines look in person. It's just what it is. Like I love Spooky Town, but that is a place where Department 56 excels. Although again, the scale is a little bit bigger though, so it jacks the scale up if you're big into that. But that is a difference. So a few people out here talking about. Josh says it can go with a garden theme. You're right. Yeah, Brett, that would actually work. Brett is like the garden. That's his thing for Spooky Town. He's a big gardener too. This would actually, it's not haunted, but it would go with that vibe.
This could also go with it was like maybe out for like 2 or 3 years. The Seasons Bay. You guys remember Seasons Bay?
Mm-hmm.
98, 99. This could go with that in like a fall theme.
Yeah, I love this one. This is like my trick or treat lane piece. I hope to get this piece actually this year. And I meant to tell you guys too, in the Patreon group, I'll give one of these buildings away. We'll figure out in a poll what you guys want me to buy for you guys, and I'll give one away. So I don't know which it'll be. You guys can figure that out when we actually see some of these, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. So that's part of the Harvest series, or unofficially. There's the apple orchard, the apple barn. That's right. There's the apple barn, the gazebo, and then Patty's pumpkin patch, and then this. Josh says, can you pre-order these now? I don't know. Ryan, can you pre-order these? Like, what's the deal with that?
You can through a lot of people. I've stopped doing pre-orders because I just cannot keep up anymore with them. And plus with the supply chain up in the year. I'm afraid to take pre-orders on a lot of stuff. But yes, a lot of places are taking pre-orders. If you go to any of the like a smaller local place that stocks these, they'll take a pre-order for you. I mean, mine are on order for the for mid-year to come in.
Ryan, I know from talking in private last year, I felt for you. Like, yeah, I know it was stressful. You having to.
I had long hair like Landon did before all this.
Well, you think my hair is long? I should show you some pictures from when I was in a middle school. That was a
You know, you were going to
disaster.
say punk band or something. I was like, really, Landon? You were in a punk band?
No, I was in a band, but not a punk band.
Let's see here. You roll on down the line here.
I think there's actually there's a bear piece that goes along with this series too.
Oh, you're
honey bear.
Here it is.
There it is.
Like I'm dead.
When I posted these up, I confused so many people on my Halloween page because I posted these as part of the Halloween release, and no one could figure out really where it fit. And there is a lot of people who do just autumn themes or just even a spring theme. People do villages all year round, so these are going to be fit into multiple categories.
Yeah, I remember you posted these pictures when they came out. I remember that in your group, and I thought, what do these go for? Like these beekeeper makes no sense, but nobody better talk crap on the grizzly bear or whatever bear that is. I love that bear. That's a
only
killer figurine.
$16. That's not bad.
No, yeah. But no, it's so funny the pricing wise how that works. How some like that looks like it'd be a really good value, and those signs look really cool too. Probably the coolest accessory this year are some signs. We're going to talk about those later. I know Kelly loves them, but Department 56 knows how to do signs, and this year they're like really doing the signs for some accessories. So, all right, let's roll through here. This was last year, correct? Yeah. I have that Graveyard Ghost, by the way. That one's been out for a few years now.
Yeah.
That is a killer accessory. It's very fantastic. Cool. Landon, we'll let you talk about this here. Here is the Trick or Treat Lane piece for the year. This is the Mummy House.
Okay, so again, Kelly will also talk about this in a moment, but Trick or Treat Lane, that is mainly what I do for Department 56. It's my favorite series of buildings from either Department 56 or Limax. And again, it's always something that I look forward to each year. And the theming of this, the mummy theme, I find pretty interesting because I remember, Doug, I believe a few years ago when you did the bat one, you were saying like, oh, it'd be cool if they did a mummy house. So it's cool to finally see that come into fruition here. I think overall it's themed pretty well. I do feel like that it could have used maybe a little bit more theming, specifically the gap between the mummy tree, which I love how they did that, how they made the tree look like a mummy, wrap it up. I think that they should have put something between the tree and the chimney area, because you just have like this little blank space in between that. And I think what I might do is I may take that sign that's in front of those two mummies at the front and put it in between the chimney and the tree, just so I could fill up that space. And it looks like it's got orange lights on it, so it should look cool lit up. And something else that I really like about it is, weirdly enough, the house itself. So Department 56, whether it be for their Halloween or Christmas stuff, sometimes the houses, they can be well themed, but the houses, a lot of the times, they just borrow models that they've used from other buildings. As far as I know, this is a unique model that they've never used before, so I think that's really cool.
I saw some people, and forgive me, I forget which group it was, that were talking about, disappointing, like the houses kind of look the same. I understand that, but at the same time, like, it's supposed to be a neighborhood that kind of looks alike, I guess. So I think that being themed more I think that's a valid critique. I wish it did have a little more theming on it, but I think it looks good as a house, like personally.
No, that's what I'm saying. I like how
I
unique.
know. Sorry, I was responding to other criticism. I just.
Oh, okay.
I get it. It's not for everybody, but like that's what they're trying to do. So it all goes together. Kelly, what do you think about this one?
So the reason I love the Trick or Treat houses so much is that it's the nostalgia factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of the houses have ever brought that to me so as much as this one. My dad would build mummies that we built mummies and put in the yard, and he let us like decorate, and go crazy. And I love that tree. It looks like there was a little helper that said, I really want to make this tree a mummy, and I'm gonna kind of haphazardly get it up there, and
Yeah.
it just looks like they just kind of threw it. This one just really, really tells a story, and I just love the chimney in the front. Like Landon was saying, that this is a very interesting house. It is not like the others in that way. Yeah, I am. You'll definitely see this one in my village. I'm definitely getting this one. I missed out on the Charlie Brown house last year. I'm sorry, the Peanuts house last year. This one is definitely going to be in my village, and it's going to be very well loved.
I think a lot of people were disappointed just because we had a licensed house last year. I know I was, just because I like the X theme for it. And because the one before this was then Cemetery House,
Yes.
I think. Yeah. And it's normally my favorite release too. And Taylor W says, I think the Mummy House is going to be my first building from Department 56. I've fallen for their accessories and figurines since Lemax has been lacking in that area. Yeah, I mean, Lemax, that's one thing they really don't do that much anymore, is the trick-or-treat houses. And it's a thing that Department 56, everybody looks forward to every year. Even the people that don't buy the Department 56 stuff, a lot of times like to see them. I think it's a great series. Ryan, do you have anything to add on any of the stuff with the trick-or-treat series in general, or this house?
Yeah, and I saw the criticism as well, and it kind of being almost a cookie cutter subdivision, as everybody was calling it. But it is true.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you're going to stick it all in a village together, and they should look relatively alike, like they belong in the same neighborhood. If you want to do a real scale scene, and a lot of people do. And I know Kelly's is very very neighborhood oriented. That's where these are. These kind of houses fall into line with that. And they're using LEDs on the outside now, and this is the big difference between Department 56 and Lemax. When you look at this house, the paint on it's perfect, and this is how yours will come out of the box, as opposed to having one trophy piece that gets shown on the website, and then you get yours at home and the eyes are on backwards or whatever's going on with the signs and stuff like that. The paint's going to look just like this. It's going to have all the detail done to it, and a lot of these houses, as you turn them around, they're 360 as far as decorations. There's design in the back, the sides. They're great houses, and I love that they continue the bat theme. They had the spider house, the bat house, a couple other houses, I forgot them all now, and the mummy house, of course, is the next one in line. So here it is, finally.
Black Cat Flat's my favorite one that they've done. I think that's one of my favorite pieces of all time in general. But like the 360 thing's important, because if you're a person who, like Kelly, good example. Some people display in shelves. And Charla says, I keep building shelves. Yeah, so some people display in shelves where you only see the front of the buildings. I actually do that more so, but then you have like people like Kelly who do these massive displays where you look all around, like from every direction. And that's where these houses shine, because is what Ryan said, they look fantastic on the back too. And that's the other thing with these Department 56 pieces. You think these are expensive. I'm into expensive guitars, and that gets really expensive. And there's just certain things about certain brands, like a Gibson or something like that, yeah, they're expensive, but it's like Department 56. You pull out these trick-or-treat pieces every year, and they do have a special thing about them. And I have no bias. I mean, I own them all. I don't discriminate, but Lemax does have some really cool old ones. Like Happy M says, I wish Lemax would do more, because the old ones, the ones they've made before, they've had some good ones. The Department 56 ones, though, the really good ones are very special, and they feel like hand-me-downs that you like hand-me-down to people. So that's one of those things to where if you are on the fence, the Trick or Treat series is a good one to get into, in my opinion. And I don't think any of my panelists here would probably disagree with that. I mean, if you do, speak up, obviously. But Landon, like, you love the Trick or Treat stuff. That's your big thing. Brett, do you have any of these? I don't remember.
No, I don't.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But yeah, that is the Trick or Treat Lane series. And what are let's see, the Mummies Parade. I like the Mummies Parade. Looks cool. They actually look pretty scary. So $30 for that, $200 for the house, and then you've got $37 for the trick or treating, the Oh, the people with the candy dish. And the LEDs on this are probably pretty bright, just FYI, for you guys. So if you're unfamiliar with it, let's go down the line here. So this, we talked about this last year, Peanuts House, of course. So this is funny. Halloween Party House, Halloween Party House. Normally these buildings are out for a year or two and then they retire. This one has been out since 2016 and it looks like they still have inventory. Yeah. I wonder if they just made a lot of these or what the deal, or they just hadn't sold a bunch. It's just interesting that this one has been around for a long time at this point. Do you know any of that, Ryan? Do you have any insight?
No, it's funny when you when I go to their website, the business side of the website, you'll see things just disappear one day, and you check back a month later, and they're back. And this is one of those pieces that just comes back every so often. And if you look at it, it came out in 2016. If you look at the price tag was based on what it was in 2016 as well. It's not the $200 price point all the new buildings are. That one's only $140 for that one. So you can see where the price has gone up over the years. And the details a little different on these houses, but yeah, they must have had a lot of these, or the molds were still in good shape, so they keep on making them.
I guess that's the case because I've seen it in person. It's a pretty house. I mean, it's bulb lit. It's nothing crazy, but it looks good. I think. It does, yeah. Happy M says 1031 Trick or Treat Lane was a beautiful house. That's one of the all timers. If anybody ever gets a chance to buy that piece, that is a huge gift set. That is like Department 56 in its prime. Trish says it's the nostalgia feeling they bring. Absolutely. Josh is saying that Villaging is exploding. Has 4 teachers at school that works with it, have village scenes. And that the pandemic, it also suggests the pandemic has hobbies booming. Yes, as somebody who my main hobby is radio control and scale models, actually, it is nuts. They cannot keep that stuff in stock. And it has been a boom for that too. So let's go on here. Just a funny observation there. Oh yeah, so Witch Hollow. I'll let's see who wants to take this one, because that was last year, the Crystal Cave, right?
Yeah.
This one, Kelly, how about you take this one for a second, because there's something on my Facebook group that a person had a question about this. So what do you think about this one?
I'm kind of on the fence about these two pieces. I really like the Witch Hollow pieces, but the darker, more ominous looking ones. I know there was, so we had the crystals, and then we had the one with the wine before, and these are more campy, which is fun, but I'm not quite sure how I feel. So they're just a little brighter, and they're a little jokier, and I always, the details are great. And I think a lot of people will like these. I'm just on the fence.
They're popular, again, just the series in general, Witch Hollow. They have their pieces. There are people that are just big into it. Ryan, I mean, what do you think about these? How do these sell typically? Do you have the customers that are always coming back for these?
I have the same customers always come back for them. Like you said, people like this series. And if you collect the series, you buy the series. If you don't collect the series, they kind of get passed over a lot. I will say that the Cryptic Cave Mystic from last year, that crystal ball is bright. I lit it up to take a picture of it in a dark room, and it lit the entire room up like a chandelier. It is a bright piece. It's actually brighter than the building itself. But these buildings... with Department 56, you can't get a really good picture of these buildings in a setting that they put it in. That's why they always show you the scenes. With a white background, they look kind of washed out. The coloring on them in person is 10 times better than you'll ever get online. And all these buildings, especially the crystal, the cave crystals, again, you turn it around and it's detailed 360. Everywhere you look, it's got a different detail. It's got a back door in the building that's detailed as a front door. It's a really nicely done building. And the double one, I think it's a really cool idea. It's something to almost make a centerpiece for your witch village. You have all these single houses, you have the shoe, the hat, all the different ones. And this will make a nice centerpiece to make an entire town out of it. And I think that crow tree we showed earlier would go perfect right in this village. The perfect thing. Someone gets turned into a crow tree. Why not? It's a witch village,
That's a great idea, actually. Happy says, I find the Witch Hollow pieces this year a bit more colorful than I prefer, but they're still cute. Really, I mean, they've been getting more colorful, though, the last few years even, because the lighting on like Esmeralda, the shoe shop, which is a famous one. That one was very bright, and so was Hattie's Hat Shop, like around the rim. They're bright. And Jason Barunda, I'll get to your comment here in a minute. Thank you for the 199 super chat. But real fast on this is from the Spooky Villages Patreon group. Janice Z, she says, "Hey Doug, I have a question. This is actually for Ryan. It's a question for Ryan through me. I have a couple questions about the Witch Hollow collection. What do you think of this year's building?" Which you've said that. And what do you think about? Do you think the Witch Hollow line will hold its value? Because it seems to her that other ones when they get retired are impossible to get. I mean, what do you think about that with the Witch Hollow in general holding value?
Well, I mean, the Department 56 in general holds its value very well because when they retire pieces, they're just gone, and they don't make as many as Lee Max. So they not all the pieces are numbered the way they used to be. I know a lot of Trick or Treat Lane houses, the first ones were always numbered, and then they weren't afterwards. They don't do that very much anymore, but there's just not as many of them being produced and sold, and it's partly due to the price point. And as a dealer, I sign a contract to have to sell them at that price point. I can't sell them cheaper. So you're paying a premium to get them. There's not many of them out there in the market, so the value is going to go up. It's just collector 101. That's what happens. Supply and demand. And as people see these houses over, they kind of pass them over when they first see them come out, and then when they can't get them, they have to have them, and then that's when the price goes up. It's just the way it goes. I mean, go on eBay and check it out. You'll see it firsthand. So yes, yep. I think the entire series, all these buildings will go up in value.
Yeah, and the witches in general are just popular. Like the Witch Hollow series, they're the hardcores who that's like all they collect. And even there are people that do just the witch pieces from Lee Max and Department 56. They mix well together. I think the witch pieces do, especially because these are kind of getting more Lee Max style with the colors and the brightness. I think the Witch Hollow series seems to me like their influence might not be the right word, because I think these you're each doing their own, but it is more stylish like that. I remember a couple of years ago, actually, when I was a Department 56 dealer, my rep at the time told me that they were trying to go after Lee Max actually to be more animated and everything, but then that seemed to go away. There was like a year of that, and it seemed to go back down. But anybody else have anything with Witch Hollow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. You go first, Brett.
I was real quick. I was gonna say, I don't collect this series there, but my wife's name is Rachel, so I'm gonna have to buy this house this year.
There's one with my name on it later. We'll have to talk about it. I think you showed it to me, Brett.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Landon?
The only thing I wanted to comment on it is it does look like that the tub there with the green fluid, it does look like that's lit green, so it'll be cool to see what that looks like. I wonder if it like pulsates or glows or something. So I think that'd be interesting to see that one.
As Ryan said, that's the disservice that these buildings in general are done when you just see them lit against that's why my channel even exists, though. So I have to thank them for doing that, because I never would have started my channel years ago if everybody did it correctly like that. This is a funny comment here. All right, good. I figured this out here. Kel says wine plus Village Idiots live stream equals a perfect Friday night. Yes. Brett earlier today, he's like, "Hey Doug, can we drink on this?" I go, I hope so. Like, I'm planning on it. So I've got some Knob Creek maple. I've got a maple old fashioned poured here that I'm enjoying. I love a good bourbon, especially. It's like 7 degrees out here in St. Louis right now. So thank you for joining us. Let me one sec here, Landon. I wanted to skip here real fast just because it's an easy one. Jason, and thank you for the super chat. He said, will they do more Wasteland pub styles, you think? The answer is yes, Jason. Lee Max has already teased it. There is this year, there's a new not a new Wasteland pub. There's a new apocalyptic theme building, and we will get into that when more is shown in about a month here. Probably less than a month, actually. So thank you, though, for that. Landon, sorry, what were you going to say?
I already said it. Like I just said that I think that it looks like that tub lights up.
Okay. I didn't know if you had anything extra to add to that. Sorry, I thought I'd cut you off. Let's see. We got a bunch of questions now kind of coming in here. Let's see. Josh, do you think Michaels will have Halloween villaging in store this year? I know people who bought last year's pieces at November at 80%. Yes, I know this from what Lemax has told me. Yes, they're trying to alleviate that and trying to stay ahead of it. Now, God knows, what could happen, some other kind of disaster or something. But yeah, it sounds like they're trying to get ahead of all that. So just FYI there. And Happy says, good idea. I might go pour myself a glass of wine. We're going to be here a minute, Happy, so you've got time. Go uncork it. We're about to get into the Christmas stuff here. Brett is our Christmas expert, and we've got some of the other properties. We're going to do all of that here. So let's move on here. These are some. Oh yeah, here's the shoe shop, and then it's funny that the hat here, the witchcraft, the toads and frogs. That one's been around. Yeah, it says 2014. I was going to say almost 10 years now. That one's been out. So this is a better showing here for what these pieces look like when they're lit up. Okay, we have our Day of the Dead here, and this is new this year. If anybody wants to chime in, go for this. This is a pastry cart that they have added. This would actually go great, even though this is more realistic, but with the food truck setup that they've got. Did they add anything else? Yes. Okay. The luminaries here. The Day of the Dead stuff is really pretty. I've not seen it in person. Have any of you guys had any of the pieces? I know, Ryan, you probably sell them, right? I mean,
yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, and the colors, again, being Part 56, the colors are excellent, and they're a little more brightly done, obviously, with the Day of the Dead theme, but still the same detail, and it still has that kind of creepy, haunted Halloween vibe to it. And this new cart is great in the series. It's not been a great seller. It's a very specific theme that certain people like. I happen to be one of the people that likes that theme. But yeah, the cart looks very cool. The lighting on it, the detail. I'm not sure if that side window is a backlit sticker or what it is, but it's a very cool looking cart.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that they've been doing this multiculturally. Like it's a huge holiday for people, and I think that and they've really done it well. Like they've committed to doing this, and it's they're all very pretty. All the pieces that they look like they're very colorful, like well lit, and they always have a lot of accessories around it too. Mm-hmm. Charles, let's see I saw it at the shop last month, way bigger than I expected. It looks like a big piece. I don't know if you're talking about the house or like the
house. If you scroll up the house, it's a very large piece. It's a lot like the church they had a couple of years back.
Yeah, it looks like because even with the figurine, it looks bigger. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Whoops, sorry. All right, we're gonna go to. And the accessories they have for this are so nice. All right, Haunted Mansion. Do what, Brett?
Can you go back up?
Sure.
That little girl, the cutest thing I've ever seen.
That's very cool. Sorry,
Adorable.
I went past that quick. Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, that blew up online when I posted a picture of that. Very, very cute scene. Very something you see at any of the. They would go in a nice carnival theme as well as Day of the Dead.
It would be
perfect of a carnival with face painters. You're done.
And I love those signs too. Those festive signs. Those are sweet.
Yeah, don't check the geography on those signs pointing because they don't intersect like that, but that's fine. one of my New Orleans customers pointed out last year.
Of course. Like, all right. So, this is from last year, of course, the Haunted Mansion, and I have seen some gorgeous displays people have done with this to make it look like Disney. There's some very pretty stuff. I think my friend Carl, his is just like, and Carl has an awesome YouTube channel, Villages by Carl, I think. Pardon if the name is wrong off the top of my head. I can't tab out of here. I don't want to crash the stream. But Carl has a beautiful display, and I love his YouTube channel. You should check him out if you haven't. Yeah, Michelle says love the Haunted Mansion, but that price tag is hard to swallow. Listen, the Disney stuff, you are paying for the premium licensing right there. That's just how it is, unfortunately.
I probably would have bought it last year if I could get my hands on the ceramic version. I'm not paying $300 for resin.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean at that price.
I will say this: I've had both. I had both of them. I got the ceramic ones in stock as soon as they came in, and they sold out right away, obviously. and then I got a resin piece in afterwards. And side by side from 2 feet away, you cannot tell the difference. It's pretty amazing what they've done with the resin on this piece. You really can't tell the difference between the two of them. They still use the same metal railings from the ceramic piece on the resin one.
Is this the most expensive Department 56 piece that they've released?
I believe so, yeah.
What about the Sears Tower or the Empire State Building?
Oh, yeah, if you get into, this Christmas in the city skyscrapers are pretty pricey.
Okay. Previous to this, again, I'm not aware that I remember a few years ago when the Frozen stuff came out, the Ice Palace or whatever, I remember was like $240 almost a decade ago, and that was, or I think it was around that much, and that was before the prices were up, and it was crazy expensive at the time. But that's that, and then we're at, I think these are just some of the old. No, is this new? This was last year, wasn't it? The
no, that's new this year.
Okay, this is interesting. I don't know. It almost looks more like just a decoration, if that makes sense.
Yeah, everybody seems to be at a loss of words. So I'm going to jump right in and say it. This is an accessory for $200, and I'm going to have a lot of these left over. I'm just going to be real honest. It's not a big footprint. It's only 6.5 inches in diameter. It's kind of the same footprint as the Erie Go Round from Limax, but it doesn't have the height. It doesn't have the detail to it. I don't know if it makes music or not. I kind of hope it does, but that is a pricey piece, and I'm really shocked at the price when I saw that.
Could that go with the Before Christmas theme?
Do what, Brett?
I was saying,
Before Christmas, it could blend in with it. Yeah.
I mean, and obviously the witch hat, it could do that, but yeah, just interesting. It doesn't really look like a carnival piece. Yeah. This is for you, Brett. Michelle, Brett, what candle would you burn around the Haunted Mansion display?
Oh my gosh. It would have to be Kringle's Witch's Cauldron. Which
is my favorite candle too, of all time. That's the best Halloween candle. It's awesome. So I'll agree with you there.
Do they have the Haunted Mansion accessories, the new ones for this year in this catalog?
We'll talk about them.
Yeah, not in the catalog. I don't think they didn't make the catalog. They were released online 2 weeks ago.
This is I love the Red Riding Hood thing, by the way. Where is this is Zombie Crawl's new figures, the animated pumpkin patch that was around. What?
If you scroll up, Doug, there's this swinging pumpkin. I love this thing, and it's again the swinging Scary Gourd.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be a little accessory, and it's one of those pieces that, again, because it's on a white backdrop, it looks terrible. You can't see the strings, but it does have that magnet swing to it. So it's going to be a really cool little piece, I think.
Yeah, that kind of looks spooky. You could go in a lot of different places. I like that too. Really nice for garnishment for like a neighborhood or something. It looks like you would see a decoration or something in a yard for that. See if we get here. Crazy, we're almost an hour in. I figured we'd be flying through, but there's just a lot to talk about here. So, Kelly, these are some cool accessories here. Look at these signs. These are awesome. I can tell you, Ryan, I hope you have extra because I definitely want to order these.
I may or may not have 3 orders in on these things, yeah.
These are sick. These are some of the coolest accessories I can remember in years, actually. They look like old-timey the things, right?
It's vintage for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, vintage. I couldn't think of it. I swear it's not the bourbon. I've just lost track. It's been a long week.
It's been a long off season.
We had a long off season. Yeah, it does feel like I haven't been on here for a while too. I'm happy to I love doing this preview, and then the Limax one. We're gonna have a ball for the Limax one. Hopefully everybody can come back for that too. But anyways, to the matter at hand here, the sign is cool here too. The lit billboard, the ghost one looks cool, but that big trick or treat sign in them, actually all of them are nice. And you even have new trick or treat figurines here. The Treat Night Assessment is what it's called. And even lit jack-o'-lanterns. This is cool. I dig these. I think even the people that really don't like Department 56, you got to give it to them for these old-timey nostalgic decorations. I think they're gorgeous.
And I think they're capitalizing on the plywood sign themes that people are doing in their yards now too.
Yeah,
and a lot of people like that with the Charlie Brown Trick or Treat Lane House last year, the figures that they had with them, but these are the same style theme, and they're kind of all in on that. And
just with non-licensed, and it looks like something a vintage design you would have. Yeah, Landon, what were you going to say, man?
I was gonna say that both the Trick or Treat sign and also the Black Cat one from the other set would look fantastic with the Black Cat flat if you have that one. And also, based on the paint, it looks like neon paint, so I think this would also look really good with those purple spotlights that Lemax makes. And I think Department 56 has some too. So, but no, those are really cool signs.
That might be the smallest, you know, like if you talk accessories of the year, to me, that might be one of the darkest horse ones you could ever have. A small thing like that. They look that cool. If they should just keep adding those like every year, like that should just be a thing. I would love to have these, and I anticipate collecting them every year now, too, for that. Anybody else want to chime in? Sorry, I know there's a lot said on these things.
I think those lit pumpkins are totally underrated.
Same.
They're going to be awesome. Along with the vintage designs there. Blow molds. You know, blow molds are making a huge comeback. And
Yes.
I'm a huge blow mold collector. I have the Santa and the reindeer one that they did a few years back for the Snow Village, I think, or just general in general. But I would love to see some of the old-fashioned blow molds in Halloween.
Yep, it's coming back. And one thing, just wait. One of these years, one of these companies is going to do like a yard inflatable, like a small yard inflatable. I swear, that's what I wish they would do, a house of that, like a trick or treat house, if they could figure out a way, even just make them cloth, right, with the little fan, so that kind of just blows like that. But
I
anyway,
may know somebody working on something like that.
of course. Well, you know what? If they get them out there, I would happily buy them. I think I'm one of the people, I do like the inflatables, and for a village, it would be fun to have it too. But yeah, as Brett said, like the blow molds are back, huge, and this vintage style Halloween stuff looks really good. And then yeah, that billboard looks beautiful too. This page here is just all good accessories. Even those smashed pumpkins look cool too. The rotted smashed pumpkins, like I feel like every year Department 56 does do this, to where they have like a couple little accessories that are just like really good.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to take your village to the next level, it's all about accessories. Like I used to all just be about buildings, but this whole page is like gets me the most excited about anything. I want to like roll this up and put it under my pillow and have like good dreams, because it's so good. Like every piece in here. And when you look at that billboard, it looks like it's advertising a night, like a spooky night at Grimsley Manor, which is like an old piece from like 99.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Nice touch. That's choice.
So Grimsley Manor is also one of the pieces I still haven't gotten that I want to. Yeah, it's hidden behind the light. I love that. That's very cool of them to do that. Let's see here. Just because time, I want to get to Christmas stuff too. Let's see here. I think this, for the most part, there's that rooted raven tree. Well, yeah, a bunch of crow stuff.
Yeah, there's a full pack of the crows there. Yeah. The
murderer crows tree's cool. Pack of crows. Those crows look scary with the pumpkins. Again, this is they've been out, I think, for a minute, those ravens. Mummy's Parade, we talked about those, down on their luck, like the grating there. That's a new piece. Let's see here. And sorry to like speed through these. Oh, that's right. Look at these those
trick or treat bowls.
Oh yeah, come on, like that's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so surprisingly, Department 56 sells pre-packs where they will sell the dealers a case of everything coming out that year for the accessories and for the buildings themselves. Those bowls actually come in the accessory pack, which I've never seen before, where you get the Halloween trick-or-treat bowls with the rest of the village pieces. It's pretty cool. So I'll be getting those this year with all my accessories.
Oh, neat. They look really good. And Jan, too much wine. My latest posts aren't making sense. It's all right, Jan. I seen her in the chat over there. And hey, Scorpion, what's up? Greg, hey, Greg Cassidy's here. Hey, Greg, thanks for the support all the time, buddy. Let's get through here so we can get to a couple of the other things. And I know we skipped the bone, James. Bone is cool. A lot of accessories here. Of course, the water tower, which was amazing. That one is back. Let's see the base there. The fencing always looks great. Department 56 fencing is amazing. I have the spooky wrought iron gate and some of the fencing around it too. I got that as a gift years ago. Really cool. I think we're pretty much at the end here. The Twinkle Brights are always good. I have this Stormy Night tree even. The lit jack-o'-lantern tree is cool. You have all of these trees and these things that are available. It just shows you all of the stuff Department 56 does here. All right, let me stop this share then. Yeah, and I'll get on the website here. 1 second here. Sorry. All right. All right, here we are back. Let's do this here. Try and keep this going for about another half an hour. It's crazy. We just went through the one portion of it at an hour. So here we're going to go. There's a couple more Halloween pieces that weren't in that catalog. Where's the? All right, so I think we want to talk the Elvira stuff right here, Ryan.
Yeah.
That is in Hot Properties. Hopefully everybody can see this correctly. Correct? All right, here we go. Kind of get silly here, but you guys can see that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Elvira's celebrity trailer, which is cool. It's got like the dresses hanging up, bra hanging up. It is pricey though.
It is, and it's I imagine this is probably the same size as the RV from Christmas Vacation from that series, but with a bigger base on it. And it is pricey, but the Elvira theme was a huge hit when it first came out. The house, a lot of people use it standalone in their villages. It was on a smaller side. It was a very small house compared to the rest of the series of Hot Properties, compared to the Addams Family house and all the rest of them. But this trailer looks really cool. Again, crazy amount of detail on it. I'm sure it looks as good on the back side as it does on the front side, like all the Department 56 pieces. I'm sure it's lit up nice. And I'm sure when you park the car in front of it, it looks really cool as a scene.
Yeah, let's go to the see here. I love the Dragula, by the way, the Munsters car. Elvira on set. Sorry, my website's skipping around here. Let's talk about this. So there's Elvira's house. That was it was last year. Here's Elvira and Gonk. But this year, Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this must not be that big. $160 is kind of surprising. It's not as big. So some of you out there, I'm 37. I had the Ghostbusters house whenever I was younger, the huge play set. And that was like my base for everything. And I'm like the perfect age for that. So I'm always a sucker for the firehouse. And I would use like G.I. Joe and Jurassic Park figures in the firehouse, cheap and stuff. I'd be mixing things. But the Ghostbuster stuff, though, I've never really commented on it, but it's pretty cool. Did they add this last year, Ryan?
Yeah, that came out. That was the mid-year release last year. You got the Ghostbusters house. You got, of course, Ecto 1 came out along with the series. You had Egon and I forgot who the other one was, and Slimer all came out last year. So okay. They only had 2 out of 4 Ghostbusters. So the series is going to continue. They're going to have the other 2 Ghostbusters. They're going to have a couple more figures to add in, especially with the new movie coming out, which I'm dying to see myself because I'm much older. I'm 44, but I do remember the original one.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I had a smile on my face most of the time. We won't get into any spoilers, but there was some stuff that really tugged at the heartstrings. They did it shockingly well. And,
it took a long time to write, so I know it came out very, very well.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got everybody's talking about the prices this year. Let's. I want to give Landon and Brett a little bit of time here, guys. So.
Oh, we lost the host.
Can any of us?
Sorry,
there he is.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry,
real nervous for a second.
It dropped off. No problem.
I was like, I don't know. We can control it or not.
I don't think you guys can. So back here, let's get into. Let's see. talk a little Christmas here. I know Landon has really been wanting to do this, and then we're going to let Brett talk a little bit. But new for this year, this is the Oh Holy Night House. Landon, you want to take this away and explain? Because we have Halloween people here who maybe don't understand that there is a Christmas Lane series, just like the Trick or Treat Lane series. And let me share here 1 second. Sorry. I got it pulled up here. Where is it? All right. Sorry about the technical snafu there, guys. Yeah. So here is the Oh Holy Night House. Landon, you want to talk about it?
Yes, sir. So for those of you who don't know, again, like Doug already said, Christmas Lane is basically the Christmas counterpart to Trick or Treat Lane, where how Trick or Treat Lane have houses decorated for Halloween. Well, Christmas Lane is houses decorated for Christmas. And it started in 2003, and ever since then, I think they've had one building every year. I think in some cases they've had multiple a year. And this is the series that I'm really going after. Like, I'm going to sell all my other Lemax ones just so I could strictly focus on these, because as much as I love to decorate for Halloween, I also have great nostalgic memories decorating for Christmas. And this house is actually very similar to some of the stuff that we did when I was younger. And I guess to talk about the house real quick here, kind of my thing with Christmas Lane, though, is I've really felt that ever since the latter half or the second half of the 2010s, I kind of feel that the buildings have been lacking a little bit, with the exception of the Bright Lights house. That one's awesome. But this one, I think, is the best one that they've done since the Bright Lights house. So the theming of this, of course, it's Oh Holy Night themed. This is a very traditional Christmas house, not that's less to do with Santa, candy canes, Christmas trees, and all that, and has more to do with like mangers and angels and stuff. And so, of course, here the theming of this, you've got the nativity scene at the Star of Bethlehem, Oh Holy Nights. Interestingly, this building is themed very similarly to, as far as to my knowledge, the first building in the series, which is the Noel house that came out in 2003. So, I think overall, I think it's done really well, actually. The angels on the side, I love anytime when Department 56 buildings come with lit accessories. Like to talk on Halloween for a moment, when they did the asylum and how it had that lit gate, I love that. Anytime they do lit accessories that come with the building, I'm always a huge fan of it. So, no, it's expensive, but at the same time, it's a gift set. So I'm a little more lenient on the price for that. So, I really like this one. I think it's the best one they've done since the Bright Lights house.
Cool. Yeah, I like the series too. If you guys like the Trick or Treat Lane, it's the same vibe as that. Brett, what do you want to talk about here? I want to give you some time.
Yeah, let's go to the Christmas vacation stuff. I just saw Josh made a comment about that.
Let's see. Where is it here?
So right there on the left.
Chester House?
Chester House. Let's talk about Chester House. So this is like the first. So this is Todd and Margot's house. It came out in 2015. This is it was out for about a year, and collector's value on that's like going for like $3,000-$4,000 on the original Todd and Margot's house. This one's slightly different. They're calling it the Chester House. That's their last name. The trees are the sisal trees now. The original ones were ceramic in the front, and it was a different tree on the left-hand side. Other than that, the paint, coloration, everything, even the mold is the same. And way back when everything started in retirements, we had to actually look in the USA Today to see what the retiring pieces were. They used to break the molds. I don't know if they do that anymore, if they still smash the molds when they retire. But this is like an identical mold of Todd and Margot's house. And the price for $150 is actually not that bad. It's a nice piece. So I'm actually shocked it's only $150 for a licensed property. But probably because they had the same mold. They did that. So I don't know what's going to do to the collector's value of Todd and Margot's house. But is that so? You want to go back to the other accessory, the log truck.
Let's see here. The complete control.
Yeah. So this is also the exact same price as the Chester House, $150. What's really neat about this piece is the station wagon is removable, so you can however you want to put your display there. You can put it behind it, you can put it or in front of it, whichever way you want in the movie to do. But it doesn't light up or anything, so $150. I don't know, the detail's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very detailed here.
Let's go to well, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, there's also that accessory too, the new one with Scott and Margot and Clark.
Is it up near the top? Sorry, there's so many things here. There's
Smaller.
It's probably lower on the page. Actually, they released it a couple weeks ago. Originally, some of these came in the past couple of days.
Okay, here we're getting to the accessories.
Yeah, right there on the right.
Right. Yep.
Clark gone.
Oh yeah, here. You guys can see all the stuff here.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's the best part of the movie.
So the squirrel's on her chest, right? He opens the doors. Squirrel goes on her chest. Snot goes after her. This is after he has his rant over not getting his bonus check and his Jelly of the Month subscription.
Where's one here? I like this Christmas gate here too, the Christmas lane. Just so you guys were talking about the Christmas lane stuff. The Nutcracker House is like another one of those. I was trying to find the one that you showed me, Brett. I just saw it, but there we go.
Donut shop right there.
I feel like I need this piece just to have it. I love donuts and coffee too. So finally a Doug's Donut Shop. That's great.
I was hoping the donut was going to rotate on top, but
that would actually be really cool.
So
let's
North Pole.
Yep. That's in its own section here, isn't it, on the site? Shop North Pole. Here we go.
Yeah.
So you want to just give a real quick overview of the North Pole series in general for the Halloween people who are here?
Started in 1990. That was the first year it was introduced, and it has throughout the years done some really cool pieces. The original set, each house had a wreath on it with a letter on it, and it would spell North Pole. If you got all the pieces, you could line them up. It would spell North Pole. They redid that a couple years later for like the 15th anniversary. All different houses there. The pieces were rather big when they first came out. They were kind of a muted color, and then slowly they started becoming brighter and brighter to what we're seeing now. That change probably was somewhere in the mid to early 2000s, I think, where we saw that change. But it's just elves and Santa, and it's the North Pole. And there were 2 spin-off series, Elfland and then Elf Woods, I think it was called, North Pole Woods collection there, which is a bunch of treetop houses. And it was a really cool collection. It never took off. But we've been seeing a lot of licensed properties in this collection lately. Dairy Queen, Crayola, Barbie, all that stuff. And this year we have FAO Schwartz is in this lineup. They introduced FAO Schwartz last year in the Christmas in the City collection. There's an
Here it is.
Yeah. There's also an FAO Schwartz in Snow Village this year. So they're really going kind of hardcore with the FAO Schwartz. It has a really cool accessory, a really cute accessory. It's I think it's an elf dressed up as a teddy bear toy soldier.
Let's find it here. There's so many accessories here.
Right there. Ready for duty.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They're cute. I've seen a huge display of the North Pole pieces. And sorry, I'm just scrolling through here, guys, quick. But where is it? There's the one. I just saw it, like the soda one, where it has the bubbles.
Oh, yeah. So Coca-Cola was a big. I have the Coca-Cola building from a few years ago that has a fizzing Coke bottle on it.
I've seen that one. That one looks very cool. This one here, this Pip and Pop's Bubble Works, actually has bubbling. That tower is bubbling, and the pieces are pretty cool. There is some animation and really cool lighting in the North Pole series.
Yeah, North Pole, that's where they kind of experiment and they just kind of go wild. I mean, we have the windmill that goes around. couple years ago in a gift set, we had a peppermint that went around, giant peppermint candy swirled around. There was a
This is cool.
Coca-Cola. Yeah. And a lot of pieces of the gift sets, they had music in them before and all this other stuff. It's just a really fun collection.
They are neat. And if you've seen those of you out there, you get on YouTube or you look at especially the Department 56 group pages, there's some wild North Pole stuff out there that people go crazy. And really, Lemax kind of has copied a lot of their style in a lot of their big buildings. Well, I don't know if totally copied, but they're in the style of the North Pole. They would go together. I think the only difference, the North Pole buildings anymore are pretty small. The Lemax stuff is like gigantic compared to it. So that's the one part that's kind of goofy, I guess, with that.
There's also sort of an unofficial series within North Pole. Like, there's like a bunch of gingerbread houses that they've done. So if you want to say, like, you know, Christmas Lane or whatever, you know, there's a new one this year. There's just a bunch of different gingerbread houses that you can group together as well.
Yeah, I see a bunch here. It's funny. This is the Dairy Queen cone house. Like, they do have a lot of different.
It's so tiny. It's like this big.
The Crayola one, yeah. I think this is cool. Crayola Factory. Lit. It looks like standard lit, but cool nonetheless.
They did Legos. Lego did a license a few years back.
Pine cone bread and breakfast. I like the North Pole stuff. I think it's really cool. Let me find Ryan real fast here, because I want to go to a wrap up. Where was the here we go. Ryan's got the Game of Thrones stuff behind him, actually, on his wall.
Yeah.
See if I can bump you. I won't let me bump you up here. Yeah, so I'll do that in a minute when I stop sharing here. But you can see here a bunch of the Game of Thrones stuff. Department 56 has just gone wild in these last few years with licensing all these huge properties. And it looks really good. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, and a lot of the stuff does look very good for that. So let me stop sharing here. See if I can bump. There you go, Ryan. You're big now. Can we show some of the stuff behind?
I'll just go to the side here. And obviously, like anything Department 56 that we discussed before, it's extremely well detailed. And I'll describe the Dragon here, because this is just an amazing piece, whether you're doing it as part of the Game of Thrones village or just by itself. Hope my camera does this justice. The paint jobs on these things are unbelievable. The detail is unbelievable. Like I mentioned before, all these pieces, they're detailed 360 degrees around. You don't push them against the wall and just leave them there. They're made to be displayed as centerpieces. And, you know, being that they're licensed, all of them have Game of Thrones on the bottom. You know, stamped in there because of the licensed piece. You have Winterfell, you have Castle Black. This piece here, I hope they actually take this piece and kind of follow along with some of their other standard Halloween and Christmas pieces, because a lot of detail going into this. It's a new way they've been doing the water with these pieces. And some of the moss. And then each one of these leaves is actually individually glued onto the branch that comes out of this main tree. So the detail on them is it's unbelievable what they've done with this collection. And I'm not sure if this was kind of pushed by the directors of the series, or if Department 56 decided to go just nuts with them because they're big fans. But the pieces are just amazingly detailed. And again, all of them are stamped the same on the bottom.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Again, I haven't even seen the series, but you know, this is the smallest piece that they have out of the entire collection.
That's my favorite one too. That's John and Ghost.
Yep. And again, like I said, 360 degrees. Any side you look at is going to look just as good as the front with the paint job and the detail.
Really cool. Thanks for showing those too.
No problem.
All right, back to the group layout here. Here we go. Everybody in here, all 5 of us. Yeah, guys. I mean, there's a couple comments I'll get to you guys here in a second, but that's a quick tour around the Halloween stuff primarily, and then all the other stuff for Department 56 this year. They've got a bunch of stuff coming out. Someone had a question here for Brett. Michelle, where does the North Pole Reindeer Village fit in the series? I have the spa, but not sure what would go with it.
I think that might be under the Elfland collection. I know there was a spa in the Elfland. They were like smaller houses, smaller pieces. Reindeer Barn was one of their very first intros in 1990.
Okay.
It's right around there.
Happy says, sorry, when do these pieces all go up for sale? Sorry if it's been said, but Ryan I'll have a link to Ryan's store when this goes live on YouTube. I know you're not doing pre-orders, but Ryan, you'll have some of them.
Yeah, so right now they're all on order. Everything that we showed you today is on order from vendors to the Part 56. Obviously, the stuff behind me is available now. That came out a couple months ago, or was delivered a couple months ago. The unofficial or the official date, which has been sliding the past couple of years, I think it's kind of locked in this year. Seems to be June, July for a lot of these pieces to come in, the earlier ones, and then some of the ones that were just released in the past couple of weeks, you'll see them probably closer in the September, even maybe as late as October for some of the pieces. You know, they do try to push all the Halloween stuff before October gets here, obviously, and as long as the supply chain holds up, that will happen. And then the Christmas pieces will come in at the latest in October. While everybody's taking down or putting up their Halloween stuff, you're getting in your Christmas stuff to replace it with.
Yep. The scheduling is always so interesting on these pieces, just in general, because people that are new to the hobby think one thing, but I know that the timing normally, like June, July, is when the people were buying our stuff. That's when the season really is anymore. It's kind of like in May is when it starts. People really get hot for it through August, and then after August, it's like that's it. Because everybody then's decorating or they've already built their set or whatever. It's just funny how that works, and people are ready for Christmas soon after. So the timing is just, I always find interesting on this. Since I started the channel, I found what that rhythm is for everything. So it's just different than normal people would think. I think it's funny, you know, friends of mine, like, oh, what are you doing tonight? Well, I have a Halloween preview video. They're like, what? Like, yeah.
It's 10 degrees out.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they just announced it. We'll do some last minute plugs here for everybody, but thank you guys all for watching. This is a lot of fun. We're going to do this again for Lemax, mainly Spooky Town. Going to be a lot we're going to have to talk about when Spooky Town comes out. I wish I could give you a date. I don't know. I don't think any of us here know when it's supposed to. I've heard late January, early February. If we go how normally it goes, normally around the first week in February is when they show it off, and hopefully I can have a day or two notice, and I can get everybody together so we can do another big show. But we'll make sure I can get everybody on this. That's on it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun for the Lemax one. We'll probably have even more people. Thank you. We've had a lot of people on the stream tonight too, guys. This is awesome. I didn't know how many people would watch on it's a Friday night in January as we're talking Halloween preview. So I wasn't really sure doing one of these live how we would do that. So we will be back. Absolutely, for sure. Oh, hey, Carter. Carter says, nice live stream. Hey, Carter, longtime friend there. John says, you guys are great. Really enjoyed it. Country Candle says that. A lot of compliments for everybody. Kelly says thank you to all of us. So let's do some parting plugs. Ryan, I'll let you go last in this case because talk about your stuff here. Landon, you want to talk about yourself? Just where can they find you?
Sure. So, like the name suggests, my name is Halloween Villages. I do both Lemax and Department 56. Stay tuned because this spring, shortly after we do the Lemax preview, I do have quite a few classic Lemax Spooky Town buildings and one classic Department 56 building that I'm looking forward to talking about. So that'll be fun to have that done before like the actual season when I can start getting the stuff. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome. Kelly?
This was really fun. I had a blast. I'm so glad that we did this. Sometimes you can find me on the Spooky Villages Village Idiots podcast. You can find me there. I was
going to say at this point, yeah, you're always on it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And I think we said this off camera, but I actually got to meet Kelly. We met in person a couple months ago, right before Halloween, actually, when I was in a work trip in Wichita, Kansas. So we got to meet quick and it was nice. It was fun. Wichita's a cool town.
It is
Hopefully
a
we can
cool
do a stream
town,
together
but-
sometime in person if I ever go back. What'd you say?
I said it is a cool town, but shh.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's a hidden gem.
I've found that out. There's some stories I can't tell on the stream. Some fun stuff that I had in Wichita, but it was a lot of fun there. It was a cool town. Brett,
Let me know when y'all are coming to Texas because we can hook up there.
where are you at in Texas? Can I ask? What area?
Well, in college I'm in Stephenville, which is by Fort Worth, but my
okay, so
hometown is Cedar Park.
Okay, but yeah, I'll have to do that. I am around Fort Worth for work sometimes. Brett, Philly Candleman.
Yep.
Oh, this is for you, Brett, too. Did you see Michelle's comment?
Yeah, Lady in White. Yep.
Thank you for spending time. Great stream. Brett, you got me addicted to Kringle's Lady in White. Oh, let me give a plug here, guys. If you're interested in candles, like at all, Brett did a live stream with the founder of Kringle Candle, who's, Mick Kittredge is his name, who's the son of the founder of Yankee Candle. Kringle Candle is an amazing company, and it is an awesome interview where Mick goes into detail about everything in the candle business, and it was fascinating. And Mick's been in, he's like candle royalty too, from Yankee Candle family. So it was one of the most fun hours I've ever seen on YouTube. And check that out on Philly Candleman's channel. So Brett,
Yep.
that,
There was actually a follow-up live that we did a few weeks ago. It was like a 3-hour marathon I did with Melanie, Mr. Kong's mom.
I didn't get to see. Melanie's a good friend. I didn't get to see that one yet, but I know you did another one for it. So
yeah, so Mick joined us for about 2 hours there, and what's really cool is Melanie and I are actually going to be creating our own signature fragrance with Kringle.
That's awesome.
We're doing the whole process from start to finish.
Melanie is Mr. Kong's mom. She's freaking hilarious, and she's got a big YouTube channel. Does candles, beauty products, all the other crazy stuff. I hope to get on here sometime. Yeah, check out Brett, Philly Candleman, and Brett's a longtime friend. And then Ryan, Haunters Nation. Where can they find you?
They can find me everywhere. I'm all over the place. They can't get rid of me.
You are.
I am in all of I am in all of the Facebook groups, all the Spooky Town groups. I'm starting to leech into the Christmas groups too. You can't get me out. Like I said, my website hauntersnation.com is finally live. The inventory is being filled by me by hand individually, so it's taken a while, but it is up and running. And if you look up at the top of that screen on hauntersnation.com, there's a link to my old Halloween forum, which has been archived and will stay there forever. A good friend of mine who passed away, there's a special section there for him of all the incredible buildings and scenes he did and everything I know about Halloween I learned from him, and that's in there as well. So yeah, find me. All the links will be down below once Doug is done with this, and just feel free to chase me around. I answer messages from everybody all day long. And eventually, Doug, everybody, we're going to try to get to some of the toy fairs and the live shows that Department 56 does. Maybe do a live thing from the show.
I would love to do that if given the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, as long as I can plan for it, I would love to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do.
I think Atlanta's probably good this time of year. It's a little warmer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot they did the thing in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's the big Bibles event. That's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the first time. And then they do Texas as well. So Landon, we're coming your way too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not 7 degrees like it is here. It's cold here tonight.
Man, I hope we don't get another one of those Snowvid things that Texas got last year, because that was bad. And that's coming from someone who loves the cold. Like, that was too much for me.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow here tomorrow, I think, here in St. Louis. So it's fun. Well, I mean, we're right at like 90 minutes. It's actually perfect. And I can tell you my drink I'm out right now. So that's like, same with Brett. This is perfect. I just wanted to thank everybody for doing this. Thanks Kelly, Landon, Brett, Ryan, good buddies for doing this. I want to thank all of you who have been watching this. It's shocking how many people are on this stream right now watching the Halloween stuff and in January. And then, all the people commenting and everything. The Village Idiots will ride again soon. We're going to do the thing for Lemax, whenever that is, probably early February. And then I can tell you I will be doing some early reviews, and I'll be doing a lot of other stuff thanks to Patreon. I've been on a hiatus for a minute. I just have to recharge for a month or two, but I'll be back at it as soon as the Lemax stuff is out, and I can't wait to talk about the Lemax stuff when they actually announce it with everybody here. So with that, guys, I guess we're going to be signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters, and we'll see you soon for the Lemax preview.
Sounds good.